Okay, well that took all of about 2 seconds to find the folly of what we were doing. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Sorry for my voice. I worked late the other night shouting over some music, and it's got me a little... But anyway, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we're working through a renovation on this 1956 Calcraft, and we are going to hopefully have all of the roof panels in this week. So we're going to get started on that. Catherine's dad's here to give me a hand with some of that, so it should be a little bit easier than it was putting that front panel in last week. So we're going to start here at the back and try to meet in the middle. The thinking there is that if you have any small errors starting at one end, it's just going to add up until you're really off at the back. So starting at two ends and meeting in the middle, you hopefully sort of minimize some of that. But you can also, correct by recutting one of the panels in the middle, make up for it. We're gonna tack down a little strip that the back edge kind of hooks into, and then we're going to run it up from there. Test fit went pretty well on that panel, so we're going to pop it off, put some glue on it, and then take our staple gun and staple it down. Okay, so that panel's down. We're going to move on and do the next panel up. One thing I forgot to mention in these videos is what material we're using. This is a 2.7 millimeter utility panel is what they call it at Home Depot. It's just some cheap South Asian plywood, really thin, but it's really easy to bend over that. If you're wanting to match like a birch plywood on your walls, it may be a little tricky for that. It's not quite the same wood grain, and what Home Depot has on hand varies from time to time. So if you're planning on painting it though, or doing some sort of other finish on it, it's great. Yeah, bends really easy, it's inexpensive, pretty happy with it. So I'm going to grab the next panel and we're going to start putting it up. Okay, so we've got that panel nice and secured. Up front here, we've just temporarily clamped this top panel into place. So now we're going to take it loose, and then we're going to glue it and tack it down. Okay, so with a panel on either end, I think we can take these X braces out. It would be pretty difficult for these walls to go anywhere with that much plywood holding them up, I think.
When I fell across my heart, ain't nowhere to find you.
Okay, so it's another day, and we're going to continue on by doing this top panel on the back here. We're kind of at that point where gravity starts to fight us a little bit. So, you know, you put that panel on and gravity's going to want to pull the middle down. So we'll see how that goes. If it doesn't go well, then we'll be working on an alternative solution. And I know some of you have heard time and time again that you put your cabinets in and then you start putting your ceiling in. And obviously I haven't put the cabinets in yet. I may regret that. I may not. It's definitely going to make a couple of things a little more difficult, but I think I have plans for those. But I really wanted to, you know, get on with this thing and get it wrapped up, so hopefully I can get the skin on it before the weather gets cold, because you don't kind of want to be installing skin in cold weather, because it's going to be, you know, shrunk a little bit, and then when it gets hot it expands. You get, you know, so yeah, I want to get to that before it turns cold on me. The rest of it I can do in the cold. It's not a big deal. Man, it's hard to believe it's going to be cold at some point, because it is hot today. Anyway, let's just get to it. Let's move on. That was okay. Well, that took all of about 2 seconds to find the folly of what we were doing. And yeah, it's just there without something to support that panel. It just completely dips down into it. You know, you can push out on it and try to attach it at the same time. And I think that's probably a recipe for getting a bunch of waves in that panel. So I'm going to go look at my design. I'm going to find where these joists are supposed to go. And we're going to look at attaching some joists to the back of this panel to keep it from just collapsing into it. Most of the joists don't have to be anywhere particularly accurate, but some of them do. So I've got to know which ones need to be accurate and which ones don't. So it's going to take me a minute. It's going to slow us up a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to try to do is we're going to mark where our studs are on this panel, because unfortunately this breaks right in the middle of our window, and obviously I didn't plan that out quite right. So now we've got some correction to do. But we're going to take this stud loose up here, which is just, you know, clamped into place anyway, and we're going to mark this panel for where the studs are supposed to go on it, and then we're going to try to figure out how to build that into the next panel and attach our studs to that panel so that we can then lay it on and have it be a little more rigid so it doesn't bow down. I don't know if that's a good explanation. Okay, so aside from taken a little longer. That actually worked really well to attach the studs to that panel and then put it in. So kind of wish I'd done that the whole way through. Oops. Anyway, we're going to try to do one more panel tonight before it gets too dark. Yeah, let's see how that goes. Moving on to the front. Well, it's Sunday, and we're going to try to keep working on this and still get a video finished and up tonight. So we've got a panel that the other day we just clamped into place, test fit it, clamped it into place. And so today we're going to take that down and put some glue on it and tack it down. I think that leaves us with 2 panels left to go. So and then yeah, it'll be done. It's really kind of hot today. I don't really like that. I think I've got some chipotle in my teeth.
Not alone.
There we go. So we've got 2 panels left, and one of them has the vent in it. So I got to kind of figure out where that's going to be so that I put those joists in the right spot. 24, right?
Yeah, plus 7/8.
So 24 and 7/8.
Yeah.
24 and 7/8 minus 7, what's it? 16.
That's fine.
It's in my pocket. 17 and 13/16. That's from the edge of the panel to the start of the joist. We're going to have 2 ceiling joists right here that allow us to put a fan right about here. So we're going to draw those marks on our next panel and glue those joists to it so they're already in place. That's the plan anyway.
Hear your talk about your friends. I got sick when I fell. Cross my heart, they know where to find you.
So we've actually got a bit of a thing where I've got about a 1/4 inch difference from one side to the other. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to take our next panel and we're going to put it up there, line it up on one side, clamp it, and then let it run wild on the other. And then I'm just going to draw a line along this other panel and cut it exactly that way. Then we know it's cut to the size. We don't even have to measure anything.
Cross the sky. How I wish we could fly. All this noise, it knows how to find you.
One more side. Alright, well, we did it. We got all the panels up. So this is a enclosed camper again. And I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Anyway, new videos come out every Sunday. So make sure and like and subscribe. We'll see you next week.